I wouldn't say discovery, but the recovery of truth doesn't benefit. Um, and why should it benefit? If you if you believe you are a person, a body, a form, a separate entity, why should it benefit you? You see, in comparison to all these other people, even though you've went through this incredible, profound struggle to awaken and deny and follow Ramana Maharshi's footsteps, Buddha's footsteps, Christ's footsteps, and you suddenly are revealed your originality, the truth of what is. What says that you can be any different from anyone else in this costume? You know, because we're all appearing in a costume. You see, a changing costume. You see, a changing costume. The association with I, with the true I, with the original I, is not stable. If you ask your mind to memorize a situation when you were younger, and that situation is clearly able to be memorized, can you see yourself in that situation? Can you actually perceive you as a human body and what age you were and what your body looked like and how long your hair was and what clothes you were wearing? No, because it's a situation that you remember, because you're not there in that situation. You're not even here in this situation. You cannot imagine yourself in the future of what you're going to look like in 15 years' time. You don't even know what kind of clothes you're going to be wearing. You don't even know how long your hair will be, what color your eyes are, how many chins you will have. So the memory of past, any memory of an experience in past, you can close your eyes and you can try your hardest and see yourself in that situation. Can you see yourself in that situation like you see yourself in the mirror? No. Can you actually know that it was you in that situation? Because the I that ego is constantly changing. So when you see yourself as a person, as a name, as an identity, as a knowing factor of what you are and what you think you were or what you believe you were in the past has changed. Not just in years, in milliseconds. Right now I'm changing. And you don't have to take these words for it. Biology will tell you. Every moment of every day, a piece of skin is removed from this body. A particle of skin, an atom, a molecule dies. A hair stops growing. You stop producing certain things, then you reproduce them. Your stomach is changing, it's digesting, it's making the food into whatever it makes, vitamins and whatever. You're defecating, and it's not even the same bowel movement, not even the same consistency, color, shape. You know, your orgasm is never the same. It's not you when you believe you are the change. You are permanence, you see. You know, most spiritual gurus, most that have enlightened, don't speak about permanence because they think that the self itself, or whatever it is that they actually uncover, whether it's emptiness in a Buddhism way, or whether it's self in a Vedanta way, or whether it's consciousness, Christ consciousness in a Christian way, or whether it's earthly love in a motherly love in a Catholic way. You don't recognize yourself as that permanence because the mind cannot maintain permanence. You are the permanence creating change. And in this change, you need a mind. You cannot be here as a body without a mind telling you to go to the toilet, to eat, to breathe, to smile. The basic natural products of any living organism. So when you created yourself as change, as a body, a changing body in a changing world, in a changing, we add on more apps of change. Let's add on the app of time. Let's add on the app of aging. Let's add on the app of past and future. Let's add on the app of growing, the app of comparing. How can I compare myself now if I don't know myself in the past? Were you in the past? Can you go to the past right now? Can you see and experience a real situation like you are experiencing now in a room, in a hall? Can you go and say, right, I'm going to visit myself when I was 10? It wasn't you. It's never you. It's the mind that visits itself. It's the mind that creates all the apps. It's the mind that creates change into a believing structure that I am the change. I am the body that changes. But I want permanence. I want my name to remain permanent. I want my relationship to remain permanent when this body goes. I want to take my family with me and live in some heavenly paradise. That's not natural change. That's planned change. That's organized, structured change. Awakening will not bring you anything, because we as a human race, using a mind that has been conditioned and programmed for many, many centuries. You see, centuries ago, so many changes have come since these centuries. But we're always here right now as permanence in this moment, in this here and now. The power of now, Tolly calls it. Be here now, Ram Das. Here-ness. Papaji calls here-ness. Nothing else but here-ness. Nothing else but what's taking place now. And this now never changes. Even though we say now, 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 that's the ego, that's the mind, that's the changing you, the changing I, that has learned to say repetitive things as if it can control change into permanence. You don't have to learn to be permanent. That's your nature. Permanent emptiness, permanent self, permanent nothingness, permanent consciousness, whatever you want to call it. That's what you are, permanent, non-moving, still, silence. But we don't like that, you see. The mind doesn't want to revert to that, because that's death to the mind. I don't want to die. I don't want to be still and permanent. The body cannot be still and permanent. It's the you that give life to the body of your own self. The maple is permanent. That's you. That's the place you're looking from. The permanence, not inside a window in the maple. You are the maple, the permanence. And everything in the ribbons of the maple is within the maple. It's not out with. In a human representation, we have to have ribbons outside of the maple, because we can't climb into the maple and put ribbons on the inside of the maple. But that's, in fact, is what is taking place. Permanence is that what surrounds us. We are the permanence, you see. So when you say you're enclosed inside this body, that's an idea and a concept built through a belief structure that you are only and solely this body. That you cannot discover the permanence that you are. But the tongue does not know it's a tongue, so how can permanence know it's permanent without being changeful? The idea of being a human in this life is to see yourself in a body as change. To say, now I know. Now I know what I am originally. Because I have two opposites to make judgment. And I have a mind to help me analyze and inquire and search and look and understand that I am both right now. I am permanence changing. The mind doesn't like it. The mind cannot abide permanence. It believes it's death. It believes it's no more. It believes it's stuck. It's non-moving. It's uninteresting. It's boring. It's fixed. We can't cope. Mind can't cope with being fixed. That's why when you're in meditation and there's nothing happening, there's no thoughts, you are in some sort of state of nirvana that you don't know who you are, and where you're going. Mind says, we can't have this. Let's create a phone ringing in the background, and you're woken by the phone. Mind says, oh no, we don't want to lose another one. Muji uses the story of being a school of fish being trapped in the net. And that's what we all are. That's what mind is. Mind is a net. It traps every one of us in the net. And then one little one squirms through the hole. And the net and the mind and the fisherman that fishes the net up says, oh God, I lost one. I don't like losing. I don't like losing these fish. I could be done with that fish. I get another $2 from that fish. Mind doesn't like losing its its prisoners. This mind is the mind of ego, the mind of society. And this mind is that what controls this. So awakening, the ultimate true awakening of finding the permanence that you are, the movingness that is growing from you, the bloomingness that is growing from you, the isness, the blissfulness, the nothingness, the fullness, the here-ness, the now-ness, the kindness, all these isses are growing from you. The permanence that you are can do nothing in this moving, egoistic mind world. The society of I that all these conspiracy theorists are saying are controlling the world has won. It cannot be undone in a unified human species race. Too late, tough. We have dug our own hole. But you can do it on your own. You can escape from this world on your own and still exist in this body. Awake, but not tied to any thought, not tied to any need, not tied to any desire, not tied to anybody, not tied to any experience, not tied to any opposing value, not tied. Your mind says, oh, you're disinterested. What a boring character you have become. You don't participate in what I say you should be participating in. Of course I'm participating. Everyone participates, but they don't attach and feel prisoner in that participation. It's a free to come world. Free to come, free to go world. That's the only thing you see when you're awake. You appear to be acting out life the same as anyone else, but your inner being is saying, at the end of every day, what happened? I don't know. I was not there. At the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, I appear to be here now. But in the morning, even this now, in this time, at this midnight strike of the clock of hour, I will be forgotten because I'll be next. I will be next. But it's the same now. But there's no memory of the I that was yesterday and last week and last month. There is memory of experiences that you appear to have been there and you appear to think that you still are there. If you try and create this experience into a reality situation. And you say, yes, it's true. I can remember. I was there. I remember. I had a blue shirt. And everyone around is saying, and so what is this going to achieve in this life? The speaker asked me to prove I was the same thing all the time. And what are you now? Me. Yeah, you were me then and you're me now. The words keep you permanently attached to that identity parade that you pretend. You see, ego pretends that it's permanent through identities of words and names, but ego knows it's a short-lived, temporary life for ego. And ego dies. And awakening is to see it die and see itself being reborn, but not being caught in the net of life, of society, of I, of me, of you. A free fish in an incredible, immaculate and wonderful, majestical body that does everything it possibly can to keep this experience moving on. And the moving on is not I. I is the permanence. Moving on with a shadow I, believing and appearing and playing and experiencing and loving and hating and suffering and in pain and in pleasure and in a relationship with life, myself, as consciousness, as all, in all ways.